Hey guys, this is Cameron Hughes here with another Crazy Routes video. Today we are going to be going over basic STP spanning tree protocol commands. We will be going over the show commands, the cost, the bid, port fast, and we will be making switch to the route. As you see, we have switch 1 here with Fast Ethernet 10 and Fast Ethernet 20. We have switch 2 over here with Fast Ethernet 10 and Fast Ethernet 20. Let's jump to switch 1. Let me show you that spanning tree. Show spanning tree. Oh wow, that's already on. Spanning tree is on by default. Spanning tree is on by default. Remember that? And that is for, at least for VLAN 1, it is on by default. But so let's go through here. We got the priority 32,768. 68 is the default, but this is 69 because you take that 68 and add to whatever VLAN number you have, which we have VLAN 1, so that makes 69. This bridge is the route. As you see, up here we have the MAC address, the hello times, and here is the bridge ID of this specific one, which this one is the route ID, or the route bridge, so it's going to all be the same. As you see down here, for interfaces 10 and 20, designated, forwarding, designated, and forwarding. Okay. Let's do the show run command. As we see the spanning tree mode per VLAN spanning tree. Okay, let's go to switch 2 and let's do the show commands on here. Show spanning tree, and it is on by default. As you see, the route ID, the priority. Here's the MAC address. Whoa, wait. The priority is the same? Yes, it is. The address is the same? Yes, remember, this is the route ID, this up here very first. This is the MAC address of the route bridge, which would be switch 1 right now. Here is this bridge priority. Whoa, the priority is the same? Yes, for right now. And the reason that switch 1 over switch 2 is right here, this letter C. Always remember, for spanning tree, you want the lowest. You want the lowest port. For port priority, you want the lowest bid. You want the lowest cost. You always want the lowest. Okay. And so A is before C. So that is why that one. Let's go into switch 2. Right now, as you can see, Fast Ethernet interface 0/10 is the route port going to the route bridge, which is switch 1. Let's make interface 20 the route. Interface 20 spanning tree cost. Let's do the question mark. Whoa, it's a big number, isn't it? Not gonna read it all the way out, but let's make the cost be the lowest that it can be. Let's make the cost be a 1. The lower the cost, the faster the port by default, or you can use this, the number, to distinguish which way you would prefer for traffic to go. Okay, the cost of 1. And let's do the show spanning tree command. See, it's listening. Listening for 15, learning for 15. Let's do the show spanning tree again. Learning for 15. If a 10's already blocking, and hopefully 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully it is forwarding. There we have it. The cost of 1, and it is now forwarding. So now it is blocking right here instead of right there. Okay, now let's go with our bid commands. So we want to make switch to the root bridge. Let's get into global config, spanning tree, VLAN. Let's do a question mark here to show you something. You can either use the name of the VLAN or the range, or you can just use one VLAN. For our instance, we are only going to be using one VLAN, VLAN 1. And let's do another question mark. Let me show you. These two commands are the commands that we are going to be paying attention to, and that is the priority or the root. For this instance, we are going to use root question mark, and as you see, we have primary or secondary, and since we want to make this the main one, let's go with primary. Spanning tree, VLAN 1 root primary. Show spanning tree. As you see, wow, this bridge is the root. The priority has changed. You see how that priority changed? Was 32 earlier. Okay. Let's go to switch 1. Do the show spanning tree. And the root ID, which would be switch 2. See the priority of bridge 1 now. Switch 1. As you see down here, the root port and the alternative blocking port of 20. Okay, let's make switch 1 the root bridge again now. Spanning tree, VLAN 1. Let's do the question mark again. This time we are going to be using the priority. And now the increments is of 4096, and quick, 24,577 minus 4096. Let me show you. Let's just put in 20,000. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh, we cannot use that. So this is what switch 2 is using. This is what we will have to use to make it lower to make this bridge the root. Spanning tree, VLAN 1, priority 20,480. Enter. Show spanning tree, and 81 because you add the VLAN number designated. This bridge is the root. Okay, we're all happy now. Now let's go back to switch 2 and let's make switch 2 the primary again by using the root primary command. Spanning tree VLAN 1 root primary. Let's exit out of this, show spanning tree, and as you can see, by default it did go down and make sure that this root was the primary. This bridge is the root. Okay. Now let's go over the portfast command. Portfast is only used on access ports only, not on trunking ports. This is where pretty much you turn off spanning tree for say that you're just going straight to a server or straight to a end user computer. So it doesn't even have to look at the whole entire frame. It hits a certain point of the frame and automatically starts forwarding. Okay, so now we will not use 10 or 20 interface, so let's go into interface 30, interface 30, spanning tree, portfast. I want to see something real fast. Oh, port priority or portfast. Spanning tree portfast. Only when interface is in a non-trunking mode. Oh, this must be in dynamic desirable. Switch port mode access switch access VLAN 1 and spanning tree portfast. There we go. Okay, now let's exit out of this and let's do the show spanning tree detail again. Or actually, this is the first time that we are doing detail. As you can see, the priority system ID of 1 and same thing for port 20, interface 10 as well. Now, I did not go over port priority. There is a guy on YouTube, Joe, has a great video on port priority. I will have a video on port priority and understanding that very well. But Joe Osterman, excuse me if I said the last name wrong, has a great video. He also has a blog you can check out. Very good blog, very good video. He is a CCIE, and he pretty much lets you understand that port priority, a lot of people think that it is for the switch that you are on to determine, but actually it is coming from the root switch to tell you which line to use for your port priority. Go and check out that video. Just type in port priority into YouTube. I will have rapid PVST on another video as well, and so this is going to end this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed another Crazy Routes video. Thank you, and have a good day.